I've been feeling so.
Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to present information security policy for ABX company. My name is FATIHA binti Muhammad RIZAR.
My name is AQILAH binti ZAIDI. My name is AINA SOFEA binti AHMAD NAZZIB.
My name is NATASHA binti KAMEEL.
Summary. The company ABX security policy is a set of policies and requirements that define the fundamental principle for the protection of information asset and the proper controls needed to ensure compliance with the internal and external regulation. These security policies apply to all corporate information and personal information, whether it pertains to employees, agent, customer, supplier, or other members of the public, as well as to all information management system, including all application system, website, process, facilities, equipment, and documentation that belong to company ABX. The objective is to secure all devices from virus, trojans, and worms, to protect all employees' data from unauthorized, to ensure only employees can access company building, the assurance that sensitive information remains private and is not visible to an eavesdropper. The scope of the information security policy covers the storage, access, transmission, and destruction of information in the course of company ABX. It therefore applies to the conduct of staff and others with access to that information, wherever the information or they are located, as well as the application, system, equipment, and premise that create, process, transmit, host, or store information, whether in-house, personally owned, or provided by external suppliers.
Mobile and remote computing. Mobile and remote computing is essential for and enable flexible working in company ABX. The need for access to company information, resources, and on and off-site make it necessary to maintain availability to these resources anywhere and anytime to authorized individuals. Mobile computing is a technology that allows employees transmission of data, voice, and video via a computer or any other wireless-enabled device without having to be connected to a physical link. Remote computing is about accessing your primary environment when you are not in your office and employees has no access to physically but may be able to access it remotely via a network link from another computer. Mobile access is about accessing your work application and data from anywhere. Okay, objective. This policy is to ensure that the security of the company ABX data and information resources are maintained in mobile and remote working situations that be always accessed only by employees. Data confidentiality, integrity, and availability must always be maintained in all mobile and remote working situations. Okay, for the scope, this policy applies to all staff at company ABX to access the company data and information resource, and only staff can use it to ensure that the company information system is maintained. The policy also covers company ABX information in hard copy format used for remote and mobile working. Policies. Use strong password or PIN code on mobile devices that access company ABX resources must be kept private. This includes family members and never use the same password. Ensure all internet connections are secure. Employees must use a visual private network (VPN) using a VPN before entering a public Wi-Fi network will encrypt the internet traffic of remote employees and monitor the sign of infection. Avoid sending sensitive data by email. Employees must avoid sending sensitive or confidential data that cannot be sent via email. If this is unavoidable, it must be encrypted. Avoid use social security number. Social security number may be difficult to guess and easy to remember, but those numbers can provide personal information to malicious scammer that can be exploited. Limit remote access to only those who need it. authorizing only specific user and system limit the opportunity for security breaches.
Malware protection. The ABX company is obliged to make sure its IT system and other facilities are secure and not subject to improper use. This policy set out the responsibilities for all users, including users privately owned devices that connect to the company ABX facilities, in relation to this malicious software. These measures do not guarantee security, but they will help to significantly reduce the risk of widespread virus infection at the ABX company. The word malware is used collectively to denote many types of malicious software, include viruses, ransomware, worms, trojan, macros, mail bombs, and rootkits. A virus is a piece of self-replicating computer program code that is designed to destroy or damage digital information or business data. A malware infection is costly to the company, and rectifying issues is time-consuming for employees. This may be through the loss of data or access to its system, to IT system, staff time to recover a system, or the delay or loss of important work. Additionally, malicious software can spread from an infected system and can lead to severe disruption to IT service and possible reputation damage or even fines. Malicious software is constantly evolving threat, and the company therefore applies control to protect our system and information from all forms of malware. Scam. Many spam emails are sent with dire warning about messages attachment. The receiver is often asked to forward the email to the employee. If you're unsure whether an email you receive is a hoax or scam, you can check it at www.snowpeace.com. Do not forward this message. If you receive such a message, just delete it. Second, some website you visit will suggest your PC or tablet is infected with a new virus, and hence you need to install, purchase their item, virus, software. Do not click this message. Instead, check that you have the latest signature and updates in your existing antivirus software, and then run a manual scan. Employees are not allowed to install new antivirus and removing the existing antivirus. So here's the scope. This policy applies to all company devices that connect to the company IT facilities. By following this policy, employee will help to protect the company against malicious software. The company IT regulation on which this policy expands require employee to take the practical step needed to keep this protection active and up to date. Propose to set employees' responsibility regarding malicious software prevention. Second, to set rules governing application and the use of malicious software prevention system in the company. Third, to prevent unauthorized access from outside party. And last, to prevent data from being easily lost and corrupted. Policy. In terms of the first policy, in terms of downloading email, always backup if you get a virus. Second, only those who give permission can enter the system, so as not to be misused to spread the virus. 3. Control download from outside parties, and download can only by people with access. 4. Email attachment must be scanned by an antivirus product before delivery. 5. The offsite backup should be isolated from business network by certain workers. 6. If the employee suspect that the company device is infected with a virus, please refer to the technician support first. 7. All software that used in the company device need to be licensed so that the security is secured. Last, never download anything from the inside or outside of the network because malware is usually come from the outside.
Physical equipment. The purpose of this policy is to control physical access to ABX company, information technology, hardware and system in order to reduce the risk of damage to these important resources. Damages include the breach of sensitive information and intellectual property, that compromise of system availability or corruption of information integrity. Physical security is the protection of hardware, software, network and data from physical action and events that could cause serious damage to the company. The scope of this of physical equipment is the policy applies to all ABX faculty, staff and third parties who has physical access to ABX facilities, information, resources and system. And the policies, the computer equipment shall be installed in suitably protected areas with minimal indication of their purpose inside or outside the building, so as not to identify the presence of information processing activities. General physical security. Whenever possible, door and entrance location of facilities shall be locked when unattended and protected during non-business hours by electronic device. A record of user of physical access control such as facility keys shall be kept. A record of security-related repairs and modifications such as computer hardware, doors and lock to all facilities containing protected health information shall be kept. And private desk, doors, personal computer peripherals and related equipment shall be locked when not in use. Server rooms and IT equipment rooms shall be monitored by CCTV or IP cameras 24 hours. Computer equipment that allow access to systems without password controls such as account login must be protected in room with proper physical access control. This control must include mandatory logging of access and proper construction of the room to prevent unauthorized break-in. Power telecommunications, cabling, carrying data or supporting information services shall be protected from interception or damage. Critical backup media shall be kept in fireproof on-site location in bulk, and all policies stated above shall be monitored for any changes from time to time. And for the enforcement, since proper physical security is critical for protecting the security of the company, employees that purposely violates this policy may be subject to disciplinary action up to and including denial of access, penalty or termination.
Down, yeah. I've been feeling so